Okay, our vocabulary list for sustainability for this lesson is very long, and I'm going to go over them quickly. But what I'm going to suggest that you could do is go to vocabulary.com, enter the code, and spend some time learning them because they're very important for this lesson and for our work with sustainability in general. So again, I'll go over them quickly, and then please go to vocab.com and study them further. Sustainability is the ability to keep going for a long time. Sustain. Ecosystem is multiple organisms interacting together in and with their environment. So usually it's a specific area, number of plants and animals interacting together comprises an ecosystem. Diversity is difference. It's noticeable variety, and variety is difference. Biodiversity is the difference of life. Bio means life, diversity means difference. The variety of plant and animal life in a habitat or an ecosystem. Healthy means absence of sickness, is the optimal or the best condition of body and mind. Longevity means living or lasting for a long time. Agriculture is the practice of growing food crops or raising livestock. Livestock are animals like pigs and cows and horses on a large scale. Okay. Transportation is the act of moving something from one location to another. Transport, moving from here to there. Industry is making goods and services for sale. Building is the act of constructing something, making something. Farming is similar to agriculture, except for on a smaller scale. It's the practice of growing food crops or raising livestock. Equality is being the same in value or status, okay, as opposed to equity, which is fair and impartial. Now, equality and equity, of course, have the same root, but are different. And I invite you to consider what the difference between equality and equity are. Stewardship is when someone cares for the property or affairs of someone else. For instance, I might go to Europe on a vacation and I would leave, say for a month, and I would leave my home in the care of a friend who would be the steward of my house while I'm gone. Production means the act or process of making something, similar to produce. Soil is the top layer of the surface of the earth, often used for growing crops and where plants grow. Optimize, like optimal, is the best or most efficient use of something. Complementary is when two or more things make each other better, two or more parts that help make each other better. Okay. Compost is a mixture of decaying, which is material that breaks down. Decaying organic material uses nutrients for soil. So when we plant crops, we cultivate the soil, we put compost, and that compost is the nutrients that the plants draw from the soil. Sustenance is what is needed for subsistence or survival. Sustain, okay, it's similar to sustainability. Sustenance is what we need to survive. Toxic is something that is poisonous or harmful to living organisms. Carbon is the most common element of all the organic compounds. Impact is how one thing affects another. If I take my hand, I hit the table, the impact is the sound. Pollution, which is contamination of the natural environment, and contamination is being corrupted by contact or association. So some contamination, if you have a glass of clear water and you put a spoon of dirt in it, it becomes contaminated and dirty. Degradation, we talked about this in the last lesson, is something that's harmful or destructive. Restoration means returning to a healthy and whole state, to restore something. Waste means the unusable remains or byproducts of something. Okay, waste is what we throw away. We go to McDonald's, or I don't want to say McDonald's, but we go to the restaurant, fast food, whatever, and we buy a meal. And when we're done, there's all the wrappers and the bags and the straws that we throw away. It's waste products. Consumption is the act of using something up. Again, we talked about that in the last lesson, or one of the lessons. Uh, Comes from the word consume, to use. Uh, Wealth usually means money, but there are other forms of wealth besides money. Uh, an abundance of valuable possessions or money. Someone that's very poor but has a big and happy family would be considered by some to be wealthy. The economy is the monetary system of any particular organization or system or country. It's the money that comes from production, distribution, and consumption of goods and services. The environment, we think of that as the natural world around us, but it's really anything that surrounds us. My environment right now is my office, and my office is located in the environment of my home, and my home is in the environment of the little village that I live in, and on it goes. To minimize is to make small or insignificant. To enhance means to make better, to increase or make better. And renewable is something that's capable of being replaced, to renew. Management means the act of managing or controlling something. Deplete means to use up. We just talked about depletion. Habitat means home, the environment in which an organism normally lives. System is a group of independent elements coming together to make a whole. Okay. We have, if, for instance, in our body, we have different systems. We have the respiratory system where we breathe, circulatory system where the blood pumps throughout the body, the digestive system where we take food and gain the nutrients we need. Reduce means to make smaller, reuse, using something again, and recycle means, of course, using it after processing. Resource is an aid or support that is used when we need something. So we think of natural resources such as trees and minerals and water, things we need to survive. But it could be you have a resource, a friend that helps you with their homework, or a teacher that you can talk to about your problems. Balance, of course, means the harmony, arrangement of relations of parts within a whole. So things are not out of balance, they're balanced. Imbalance is exactly the opposite, when they're not balanced, but they are imbalanced. Watershed is a common set of streams and rivers that all drain into a single larger body of water, for instance, like a lake or an ocean. Producer is someone who manufactures something to produce, and a consumer is a person who uses goods and services. So that's a quick run through of our vocabulary. Please go to vocab.com and study them further, and I'll see you in the next activity.